As I'm sure you know, there are many different types of content you can create to serve your audience. In this lecture, I want to go through 20 specific content ideas that you can steal and apply to your own content strategy. If you've been on the internet at all over the last few years, you know that list posts or listicles are massively popular. They're easy to skim and digest in a world of 140 character attention spans, but the best list posts go deep. They're not just bullet point lists. Each list item is a headline with a more detailed explanation under each one, often with images and other rich media embedded. When you approach it like this, you're serving the people who skim and the people who want more substance. It's a win-win. How-to guides and tutorials are a cornerstone of successful blog content and one of the most straightforward ways to provide value by teaching people how to do something. They can be long or short, but a great way to top your competition is to dive deeper and explain each step in more detail than what they do. Well-executed how-to content can be a significant driver of traffic, particularly from search engines where people are actively searching for solutions. Explainers are another type of informative content, but instead of teaching people how to do something, they explain a particular concept in detail. So for example, you could explain the history of a topic, how something works, or why things are the way they are. Explainers can perform really well as a response to news or current events. So if there's a news story in your space where some of the background or concepts are unclear to the general public, you can add to the conversation with an explainer post. Checklists are sort of a subcategory of list posts, but they're a powerful form of content in their own right. With a checklist, the goal is to create a list of items or products or actions that are necessary for a particular task or goal. So you compile everything that people need into a list, and you've got a nice, actionable, shareable piece of content. Q&A. Questions and answers are always a good starting point for content. There are a couple of ways to handle Q&A. You can write a long post answering a bunch of related questions in one place, or you can write a series of posts answering a single question in detail with each one. In most cases, I would recommend the series approach, if only for the SEO benefit of attracting readers searching for the answer to a specific question. An interview is a great format for just about any topic. Get in touch with an important figure in your area of interest and interview them. Ask open-ended questions and get their insights on things your readers care about. Interviews work well in text, video, or audio formats. Profiles are another way to share the stories of people in your industry. When you profile someone, you'll want to write about who they are, what they do, what experiences they've had, and how they got to where they are today. A good profile usually begins with an interview, but you'll want to scour the web for any additional information that may be relevant. After interviewing and profiling hundreds of entrepreneurs, this is one of my favorite content formats. Expert Roundups. This one is kind of a combination of a list post and an interview. Basically, what you can do is email a bunch of experts and ask them to answer one single question for you. Then compile all of their answers into a post. Because it's a single question, even busy people who wouldn't have time for a full interview may have time to answer it for you. And at the end, you'll have a wide range of insights on a single issue, making for a unique, informative resource that's highly shareable. People to follow. This one is basically the who's who of your industry, a list of people you feel are worth following and why. Entrepreneur.com, for example, put out a list of 50 online marketing influencers to watch, linking to their respective websites and Twitter accounts. Reviews. Reviews are pretty self-explanatory. You take a look at a product or service that's relevant to your audience and provide an honest overview of your thoughts and experience with it, breaking down the good and the bad. Comparisons are similar to reviews, but instead of just covering a single product, you put two similar products side by side, usually competing products, and discuss the differences to help your readers make the right buying decision. News content is interesting because it usually won't drive long-term traffic, but it can drive a substantial amount of short-term traffic. When it comes to news, there are two distinct approaches that are really effective. Either be the first or be the best. If you're the first person to cover a story, you'll naturally get a lot of shares and traffic and links as the original source. But if you're not first, you can spend some extra time to offer additional context and analysis that the original source may have neglected. Link roundups. I used to do a weekly roundup for the tech industry where every Friday I compiled the most important news and the best thought and opinion pieces of the week. You can do something like that or compile the best tools and resources on a given topic. Either way, it saves your readers from having to do the research themselves, and it's easy to write because you're curating other people's content rather than creating your own. Thought and opinion pieces are a great way to go deeper with your content and encourage reader engagement. Consider an issue that's important to your industry and your readers, and take a side. While we're on the topic, I should mention that controversy is very good for traffic and engagement. I don't think you should actively seek out controversy, but anytime I've taken a stance on a controversial issue, it has generated a lot of buzz. Again, though, I want to be clear. If you're going to do controversy, it has to be genuine. Don't go over the top or inflate your opinions for traffic. Authenticity is good. Stories. Humans are natural storytellers, so stories map pretty well to digital content. Stories can entertain your readers and deliver your message in a really unique way. So for example, you could tell a story about someone who wanted to do something, but failed because they didn't do X, Y, and Z. You can also work personal stories from your own life into your blog posts. It makes you more relatable and more human to the people on the other side of the screen. Facts and statistics. Some of my most popular posts have been data-oriented articles with facts and figures surrounding a particular topic. Search engines love this stuff, so if you can compile some relevant statistics from various sources, you should be able to drive a good amount of traffic. Be sure to cite all of your sources so people know where you're getting your information. Original research. If you want to take facts and statistics a step further, you can publish original research on your blog. By conducting your own studies and surveys and sharing the results, you can become a credible and respected source for research in your industry. Once you've grown a large audience or customer base, these people will be your ideal research participants. Whenever you publish research, be sure to include contextual details like your sample size and methodology. Infographics. Infographics can complement your statistics and original research by helping readers visualize your data in a really beautiful way. If you have design skills, you can create them yourself. Otherwise, you can hire someone using a freelance platform like Upwork. And finally, we have case studies, which are a huge asset if you're running a service business. A case study tells the story of how you've helped a particular customer solve their problems, often with quotes or testimonials from the customer themselves. Social proof is a powerful factor in buying decisions, and you can use it to your advantage with a few case studies. So there you have it, 20 content formats that you can work into your content strategy. I can't wait to see what you do with them.